Hello, my name is Hepenwana, and this here is a video of a speedrun of Echo, the Oracle Scroll. We're doing any percent category. The game is played on the playdate, and this is for submission purposes in case you are doing a speedrun event where I am hoping you would love to show off this game. This is a cool little thing on the playdate. The playdate is the neat little cute system with a crank. We do use that crank. Not every game on Playdate uses it. We will use it. We also have our controls displayed on the screen. Thanks over there, that way, thanks to the software called Mirror, which is used to video capture the Playdate. So we're playing on this, but we have the video in front of us. So in this speedrun, we will begin by deleting our save. It is a Metroidvania with no combat. I'll explain as we go along what we're doing, why we're doing it, and how we're doing it, because I want to make sure that the audience is able to fully enjoy this game. It is an obscure game, and if you're speedrunning an obscure game and you don't know what's going on and the crowd doesn't know what's going on, no one's having fun. Luckily, I know what's going on, and I'm going to try and make sure you know as well. So time begins as soon as we select new game. So 3, 2, 1, go. And so we begin by cranking like mad, and good, we were able to skip the opening cutscene. There is an opening cutscene that if we did not quite do that right, we would be watching it. It is a very brief cutscene, but speedrunning, you want to save those frames. So in this game, we are this dude, and we are in a world of blight. The blight is turning people and things to stone. And we're going to be tasked with delivering the Oracle Scroll. Who would have thought? This game has an Oracle Scroll. Echo the Oracle Scroll with an Oracle Scroll. I know. How many times can I say that? We're going to deliver the Oracle Scroll to the Archive. The Archive is a library world. This world is made up of 4 different areas. The first one is where we are. This guy is going to give us that Oracle Scroll, and we are now officially the courier. We need to take it to the Night Owls. So, time ends on this run when we get that scroll delivered. This here is a campfire. We could use it to save the game. There's also a map, because it's a Metroidvania. But we're speedrunning, so we are never going to look at that map. You know, the whole purpose of speedrunning, we don't look at the maps. So we also try and jump to avoid things that move. That is a crank. Without a handle, we will get that handle. But these bushes that I walk past will oftentimes jiggle as I walk past them. We want to jump over and avoid that whenever we can, because that jiggling causes minor slowdown, which can lose us little tiny bits of time. These mushrooms bounce us. We want to avoid those spikes on the ceiling because those would hurt us. Same with these spikes on the floor. And this right here is an orb. It is a collectible. We need 10 of these 20 echoes, is what they're also called. I call them orbs. We need 10 of these 20 ones to beat the game. I take some damage, it puts me back at the beginning of the room, or the last truly safe floor if the last floor was in a previous room. So if you enter a room and everything's falling apart right away, and you take damage, you're not going to reappear where everything's falling apart. It's going to have you reappear at a safe, solid floor. Here is that crank, or the handle I should say, for that crank that did not have a handle earlier, and we're going to grab a second echo. Anytime you grab something you've already grabbed before that's a collectible, you don't need to worry about that little bam, 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 you know, cutscene type of thing. And so here we just want to spell out a word. I like the word open. No, we're solving a riddle. If you were to look at that book to the right of those cranks, it would ask you some questions, essentially eyes that can see, a mind that is free, a store where you could buy stuff. I don't know what all it is, but it's a bunch of things that you want them open. You want your eyes open. You want your mind open. You want a store open. I don't know what else you want open. You want this crank, though, handled. And we just handled it. And so, now, We could go through this door, move nice and fast, and we are clean through it. This game, I should add, in the current version, it does have crashes. This is a game made by one person, and solo developed games and small team games, the one sad thing is they might have bugs. But the not so sad thing, they are made by people who really just put some of the coolest ideas and coolest heart and love into games, and that's what we have here. This is a game made by somebody who definitely is showing the love for the genre, for the game. And here we get our first power-up, because it's a Metroidvania, you need power-ups, and we get Speedrunner's power-up as the first one, which is, say, dashing. If you fall too far, you will crash hard. You don't lose a heart. If you look in the upper left, you'll see I have all my heart still, but it did cause us to lose a couple frames as the screen shook, so keep that in mind. If we can avoid hard falls, we want to. So right here, we are off to get our second power-up, which is less a power-up and more a needed thing, more a key. It is the Courier's Pass. So we are going to find a courier who has been turned to stone by the Blight, and we will be able to get further in this world thanks to their pass. Poor person though, completely turned to stone. And this here is the Courier's Pass. It has space for 3 stamps. This world, it has 4 different areas to it, and you need all 3 stamps to get to the archive, the final area. And by the way, no you don't. We're speedrunning. You do not need all of those stamps, trust me. This guy here, purely informational. That lift though is what we need to use and why we need the stamps. That lift will only take us to areas if we have stamps to allow us go there. This is a coin. If you want to play for 100%, you need coins. That guy we just passed, one screen up above, is the merchant. He will take our coins and give us cool things. We don't care. We do not need his. He doesn't need our business. We don't need his business if we are going for for any percent. So that guard there, he needs to see our Courier's Pass so we could talk to the king. The king will give us our first stamp, but he's like, first, I need you to prove yourself. Here is a time trial tower filled with Yoko bricks. Hopefully you know Yoko bricks from Mega Man, from Celeste. They're all over the video game world. And occasionally I need to quiet myself to hear the rhythm, because they are changing on that bunk, bunk rhythm. And so we don't want to fall down. We do not need to get a record time to get through here. Snuck through. That was not marathon safety right there. But we got through. And so we do not need, like, when we started it said what the record time would be. We do not need that record time to get the stamp to go the next area. But if we do get a record time, we will get an echo. The king will unlock an orb. This one I have to listen a little bit. There we go. That room is a little on the tricky side, but the king, if we get a record, is going to give us an orb. And those orbs, like I said, we need 10 of them to beat this game. 20 for getting the best ending, I think. I've actually never gotten more than like 14 of these, because I love the any percent of this game. I am not necessarily 100% runner for this game, but I am for some games. This game, though, is very deep if you go 100%. Any percent, it is a lot more brief of a game. And we are almost done with this tower. And here we are, all done. And yes, we want to go back. We'll talk to the king, and he's going to give us a stamp. There we go. And he opened this area because of how quick we were. Orb is in hand. And now we go back to that elevator. Because we have the stamp for Area 1, we could go Area 2. Area 2 has, well, if you've ever played a Metroidvania, you know very much there is one power-up in every Metroidvania game. As soon as the game begins, you're like, when am I getting this one power-up? Yes, double jump. We are getting double jump coming up really soon. We just gotta go back up where we came from. We went through this route intentionally before, even though there's actually slightly quicker routes down, because we wanted to open up all of these one-way doors. We will take these doors again before this is all done. So we go here with that one stamp. We could go the second area, Lava Rock. And this area is what I call Mount Goron from Zelda. It is all about lava, bombs, and just general misery. There's a guard there guarding the way into this area. If you talk to him, he'll be like, you don't have a crown. I won't let you in. And it's like, a crown? So I have to be royalty? And he's like, no. It's just everyone here has crowns. Crowns are cool. You don't have one. You're not cool. So instead, we will kind of break our way through here. There are several of those locked gates in this game that typically if you find a locked gate, you are never going to convince the person guarding it to let you through. Instead, it's all about, well, you've got to find another way. So here, fun fact, you could throw bombs twice. Also, if you stand on the bomb when they blow up, they do not hurt you. You light this here, and it will open a door. We are going to be lighting those quite a few times to open various doors. Once you light one once, it is lit forever. Even if you leave the screen, even if you leave the whole area and ride that elevator back down to World 1, it will be lit still, which is good because, well, let's just say there are some of these we will be visiting multiple times. If you fall hard on a breakable block, it will not do the stun landing, which is cool. Oh, that was unfortunate. We will pretend that did not happen. The fun thing about speedrunning. You do things that you want to pretend never happened. We want to make sure, though, that we hit that brick and caused it to break. Let's go ahead and get our health back. We are going to use that save spot there to kind of teleport coming up. This is the prince for this area. We will jump on his belly. He will tell us, hey, jump on my belly and you could get the boom boots, which is double jump, which is right here. And it's like, he tells us we could have them, but we cannot have his pass or his stamp for our courier's pass yet. Ooh, I landed a little off. It's okay. You're like, but you took some damage. Well, actually, that kind of helps us in a way because we need to take some damage. Because we want to teleport back to that last campfire. We keep everything we collect since then. We just have to go back to the campfire, which for us is actually closer to where we want to be. Because we want to now go up here. This is tricky if you don't know that you could throw bombs multiple times. But there we go. And so, we need to find a blacksmith who could upgrade our boom boots. So, right now, they're called boom boots, but all they do really is double jump. We want to make that boom into a kaboom, if you get my meaning. And if you're like, I don't get your meaning, well, we've seen bombs. What if our boom boots could be bomb boots? That would be really cool, and that's what we need to do. We'll light this to open this one here. We need to get to that one. Also, we need to light these 4. These 4 open a orb. So we need to get that orb. It's one of them on the route. One of the challenges in this game is we do need those 10 orbs to beat the game. And the challenge is how to get 10 of them as quick as possible. So I have found this is one that I definitely want. It doesn't take us too much out of the way to get those 4 things lit. Up there is the blacksmith. He will turn our boots into really awesome bombing boom boots, but we need to go from above. Because if we go down to him, he'll just say, hey, you know, small problem. I am a blacksmith, but my chimney is blocked. And if you try and go through, or if he tries doing work with a blocked chimney, all the smoke just gathers in his room. So we are going to help him by opening that chimney. And to do that, we just take this bomb and throw it a few times. And then before we go down to him, over here, like I said, these are all not too far away from where we need to go. We will head back there. It's quicker to go this way, talk to him, and it's like, hey, I need you to clear my chimney. And it's like, dude,
John, get back.
I did clear your chimney. And it's like, oh, okay, here's the boom boots, upgraded to be bomb boots. And now we will go up here real quick and grab that orb that we have been working so hard to open up and get access to. And now we are approaching the point in the game real soon where we are essentially just going to break the game. Soon. Not quite yet, though. So we will do a quick save here, just in case. Double jump. The second jump is when the boom happens. And that boom is what can open up areas, including this guy got locked out of his house. And so we will help him out and grab this key. Keys are something that happens in this game. For 100%, you need a bunch of keys. We need one. And we'll dive into his little lava pool so we could get out of there in a hurry because we need to keep going. We're heading back to Area 1 now because the prince said, hey, I need something from Area 1 if you want my stamp. And now that we have double jump by the way, we will go this way and we will find another one of those little riddles. This one, the riddle is, what does Anakin Skywalker hate? I'm kidding, that's not what it is. It is something to do with sand nonetheless. And at least some of those were pretty good. The placement of those letter tiles, entirely RNG. And so, we will get the sand tile all lit up, grab the orb for it, and now we are heading back to Area 1. And we are approaching the first spot where this game can crash. And because of that, we will have to do some system menuing to hopefully avoid the crash. So first, use the boom boots, because we need to get out of here, and unfortunately, the route out of here is not going back to the elevator. Instead, it's going below the elevator to the shaft right here. And so we'll fall down back to this campfire here, and now we're going to do some system level menuing. So we'll do a save here, and we will go home, and now we will quickly reset this console, which is not as quick as we would prefer. And so we blop out and blop back in, and then we load up Echo again. So the reason we did this is otherwise the game would crash coming up. very predictable crash, and the developer does know about it and is working on it. We keep all of our stuff. You probably recognize this area quite well. But we could go to a couple new orbs now that we have we could get some new orbs now that we have some more power-ups. This one we don't need the double jump, just the dash. But we could get through even better with the double jump. But we need those bomb boots for this one coming up right here. So a little quiet time because this is some tricky platforming. But we're getting through it nicely. Don't fall too soon or you'll hit those spikes. And spikes are bad news because these jumps are big jumps, so we gotta be very mindful of them. This is considered bonus area because it has an orb. And because we reset the game, we don't crash here. Now we save. If we did not save, or if we did not reboot our console, it would have crashed right after that second orb. You could tell a game is crashing because it will start playing a loop of the music. And I mean, it will be like a maybe 6-note loop, and it'll keep doing that. And there is nothing you could do to prevent the game from crashing, and it will crash as soon as you, by the way, here's a big skip. We did not get the stamp. We did not get the blueprints that the prince from Lava Rock wanted. He wanted us to grab some blueprints. We didn't grab those. So, right there, we just skipped a bunch of stuff. We skipped revisiting Area 1. We skipped, let's just say we skipped multiple minutes of this run. And so we will go here, and then we will go home. There is another crash right here. Like I said, the developer knows very much about it. And they are working on it, which is awesome. But for the time being, while they're working on it, we just gotta do what we gotta do. So we will load this up. Pretty much what we're doing is we're freeing our memory here. And so what happens with the crashes? Like I was saying, it'll start looping some music. This is the third prince, by the way, and we do need to get their stamp to get to the archive. All of these are very dangerous things. The prince doesn't want these dangerous square blocks around here. And so to get rid of them, there are 3 wild plants. Ooh, that was not intended. There are 3 wild plants. There's the first one down there below me, and we need to pull them up. And so we're just going to get rid of them. But what happens when it's crashing is if you hear the music in a loop, as soon as you touch a save spot, the game will crash. Or if you hit any major story beat. And so the save spots include if you lose all of your hearts and go back to a save spot, or if you try to go to a save spot. We'll pull this up with our crank. And so, and it's tricky because right here you could swear, is that the same music looping? No, this is the music just doing what it does. And so, ignore these splits. because these splits are all wrong. You're not here for splits, you're here for seeing what the run is like, and you're going to be handling your own timer for this event, so ignore those splits. So, if you end up having a game crash, you go back to the last time you actually saved when you reload the game, which would have typically is going to lose you about 2 minutes for each of these crashes, and that's why we do the quick little menuing in the system menu to refresh our memory, clear out our memory, and we are good to go. So, as you get rid of these plants, it gets rid of these square thorns. And those square thorns, when they go away, can open up new areas for you to check out. That big vine right there, that pillar of a vine, the power-up we get for clearing all of these out from the prince is the ability to go through those thick vines. We are never going to use that ability in 100% or playing casually. That ability is awesome because there's a lot of places to explore. We also want to be careful how we touch these floating leaves, because if we touch them wrong, they become part of us instead of becoming something we use for hovering. And so we are going right back here. And hopefully we don't need to do another system reboot. And I know music is deceptive. It sounds like we're hearing the same notes looping and looping, but that's because this song here is kind of haunting in that style. We will take one additional safety reboot before we finish the run. Here is why we grabbed that key earlier. And we are almost done with the orbs. And so we will just continue on our way. And so we just take these leaves, go back and forth, go up higher and higher. And it's all about getting that third plant. It's also about saving time wherever we can. And so time saves are very limited here for the most part. So it's all about just knowing where can we get in little ways to save a couple of frames. Go right here. And this should be about our final orb. Just float nice and slow. These thorns do not go away. They're not in a square block, so they don't go away when you pull out the plants, but you can actually temporarily get rid of those thorns with your boom jump. That bomb jump will actually give you a clearance of those thorns. But trying to use that to your advantage tends to be, oh boy, that was unfortunate. That's what I meant by you could hit that incorrectly and have it become a part of you or not quite stick. Alright. Oh, we actually just had the game crash. Alright, don't worry about that. Lost a tiny bit of time. But we will go ahead and just dive right back into it and get going. So we are still ahead of anticipated schedule. We saved earlier. So we just need to grab those 2 orbs. And it just means for your event, I will, until they release the patch that should hopefully get rid of these crashes, it just means I will simply take one more system reboot, one more menuing, but we don't lose too much time. And There we go. We will just continue on our way. Truth be told, all speedruns with this game so far are without system menu, or all PBs and world records are without doing system level reboots, so it's actually quicker with the system level reboots. And the current routing, the current world record runner, or running, all of those essentially have the game crashing during the run. So it's not the end of the world to have a quick run during a run. As long as we keep moving fast and try and remain free of mistakes. So we will just remain free of mistakes right here. Ride this on down. Unfortunately, you can't hit down to speed it up or anything like that, so we just keep going as quick as we can. Up we go. And this time we won't die there. So it's actually, in a way, better this time. First time would just show you how to not do it. This time is to show you how to do it. Slight miss aim there. Go ahead and hit that save. And now we have the final one there. And we will go ahead and quickly, one last menu to reset. So we will quickly restart the playdate and pop back in the game. And now we are in the home stretch. So Area 4, the Grand Archives, is the shortest area in the game, without a doubt. So we will just go ahead and just keep moving nice and fluid. See, I killed those vines there by doing my bomb jump right next to them. We have that final stamp, so up to the archives. And the archives is all about, we are here for one purpose, to find a crank. Well, we're here to deliver our stuff, but actually we are here to find a crank handle. Just like one of our first goals in this game was that crank handle. Well, it is what we're here for. Look in the bottom right corner. You could see that crank without a handle. And that is what we are here for. Unfortunately, a lot of these people have been turned to stone by the blight. So far, we've seen several people here, and they're all stoned from the blight, which is unfortunate. Also, I should add, time is coming up pretty soon. We have a little bit of exploring to do, but not much. These teleporters can be a little tricky to find. Luckily, they're not too hard to find. But if you don't know what you're looking for, because this game is monochrome, details can be a little hard to find on Playdate games. It's rediscovering of how things were back in the days of the Game Boy. Back when you had only really two colors. Trying to determine what you're looking at, and it's great seeing the art here, and that is the crank handle. It's great how the art in this game allows you to really interpolate, and it allows you to determine what you're looking at. So here we're just going to fall down. And time is coming up really soon. It's in the next, 30 seconds if all goes right. So we will now use this crank. And time's coming up as soon as the screen goes black and this guy flies away. So he's like, hey, you have the scroll. Oh no, the blight's coming. Time's coming up really soon. He's like, those orbs let you move. I can move again. Time's coming up in about 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and time. That there is Echo, the Oracle Scroll, any percent. It did crash. That is unfortunate. It is the nature of the game. Luckily, recovering from crashes is quick. You could scroll through the credits. It's real cool. It is a game made by one person. There is a little bit of work from, one other person doing some voices. And there's some things. I don't know how all the game was made, but it is one person who went into it. Bumbleborn. It's a fantastic game. Current version 1.01e does have a couple crashes, so we do a little menuing to take care of that so we can still enjoy the game, because it is an awesome game. And it is so charming on the playdate. So, hopefully you enjoyed this run. Once again, I am Hepenwana. This is Echo, the Oracle Scroll on Playdate. This is meant to be a submission video. It is not meant for anything besides that. Hopefully you consider any percent of Echo the Oracle Scroll for your event, because I think people could enjoy it, and I think it is just charming as heck. Once again, thank you for taking time, watching this, and considering this run. Nothing but love. Good night, my friends.